Welcome back, guys. Here you see me at the end of a day getting rid of the signatures from the old owners of this truck. There was going to be an awful lot of this to do, and I didn't plan on doing all of it today, just a little bit. I kind of enjoy this stuff because it requires a lot less of my brain than, say, figuring out how to cut those shelves. The only thing I really needed to worry about was not falling off the ladder. And I've spent a lot of years in the past up on ladders, so I'm pretty comfortable up there. And it was nice to get rid of the old paint scheme and make way, at least on the back of the truck, for what I had envisioned. Yep, I actually had a plan for a paint scheme on this old Goodwill S742 trailer. But there was going to be a lot of work before I ever saw that plan come to fruition. I knew I wouldn't be able to see it today because there was way too much scrubbing to do. But before I proceeded with anything else, I just had to clean this little area up. Starting tomorrow, I was going to get to work on something pretty exciting. What's up, puppy dogs? Today is a beautiful, beautiful day. I woke up, it was about 69 degrees, and the air was just a little bit chilly. Birds are hanging out, rabbits. Could I get you? Could I touch you? I don't want to get too close and freak him out. Hi. Although I am like 2 feet away from him. Hey, Jabs. Hey, leave him alone. So yeah, anyways, it is a glorious day. And I know that these days are not going to last. So I'm going to take advantage of these days when the roof is not dreadfully hot and put some of these other projects to the side. Like I've got some more of this material here for making little barriers on the doors. I want to put some here and there, and maybe something over here, maybe another bungee like I have over here. And what else? I got my vise. This has been in my family since the early 1900s. And now I've got it here in my shop, and this needs to be attached to the bench, and then a nice substantial foot has to be built underneath that, and a barrier on the workbench, and it has to be sanded, and I got to add little dealies to the top shelf, and I got to finish the bottom shelf. Top shelf on this side still needs to be done. I've got the piece of wood right here all marked, ready to cut, and then I've got these pieces left over that I'm going to add as stringers for various things, like this pull-up bar that I've had forever. I used to work in making theater equipment stuff, and I had the crimper to make these, and yeah, if you've never had a pull-up bar, there's no better exercise, I don't think, for inner core strength and stuff. It's not going to make you bulky like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you can see I've got some hardware here that I might use to attach that to the ceiling. It's really nice just to hang from, stretch your back, which has been bothering me lately, but today it feels good, and the weather was nice, and screw all these projects. I'm going to concentrate on getting these 3 big panels left over from the boat on the roof. I figure I can attach them to the rail back there, this one and this one, and they'll come to about here, and there'll be room for 3 up there. We'll take the wires in, add them to one of these charge controllers. This can handle 3 of those panels, this can handle another 3, and that'll handle a single one. And then I have the inverter, and I've got all the wires and such that are left over from the boat, including these little pass-throughs. Yeah, there's a tremendous amount to do. First, I have to decide where the panel's gonna go. I'm thinking, you know, when it gets a little warm in here, it'd be nice to have a hatch here in between panels. So then that would make 1, 1, 1, 1, and 3 here. So I have to figure out the layout. I might use my graph paper here, just like I used to design the workbench and the trusses, and come up with an idea for where these panels are gonna go. But I gotta do it quick, because eventually, not too long from now, it's gonna be very, very hot. Too hot to touch anything up there, and I'll have to do it in increments in the morning, so I'm trying to take advantage, get things done. Figuring things out on paper is something that I like to do, and I've done for many years, with this very sketch pad. It's actually a grid that I can use to make a scale drawing. This way I would know for sure that all these panels were going to fit up top. I always mark down on the paper there what the scale is, like one box equals 6 inches, etc., etc. It might have been 3 inches per box in this one. Either way, I also wrote down the dimensions of the solar panels, and this would definitely help make sure that I get my measurements right later. Okay, so this is what I actually have in my possession. I've got 7 panels and 2 little ones. This leaves a big space right here in the center. I can put a hatch here eventually, and or an air conditioning unit, or another 2 panels, depending on my electrical needs. Now here, even though I don't have the gussets yet, most of the panel is going to be supported by the box of the truck. I'll have an attachment point there, 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 and there. I suppose there's nothing left to do but break out some of these store-bought. As much as I hate to buy crap from the store, I think this is kind of nice, and it'll definitely make things easier than it was when I put them on the boat, and I did it with stuff I had laying around. That was doable, but time is ticking before it gets hot, so let's put them up there.
Yep.
Let's see if we have a clean surface to work on. Not too bad. A couple little sticks. I see a couple creepy crawlies up here. I'm not sure what that is. Welcome to Florida. Once I get the panels up here, they're gonna have like little areas to nest and do stuff. I'll just have to come up here and clean every once in a while. Make sure things like that stay the hell off my panels. I can actually feel the rib, but I can't see it. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. Most of the time it's lighter out here than it is inside. If it was lighter inside, I bet I'd be able to see the rib and know where to drill a hole for the fasteners. The outside fasteners are pretty obvious. I'm going to go right here on the edge, and then I'll use some self-leveling sealant like they use on the top of RVs and plug the hole. Even though these rivets don't seem to be very well waterproofed, but they work, that's for sure. It definitely doesn't leak. But I'm about to drill some holes in them. Hopefully they don't leak. Look at this, I just painted this. Come on, Forrest. This is why we can't have nice things. Alright, I've got this thing set back off the corner, and that's because when the bracket goes on there, you want that to be able to be underneath the frame. I also want these to be in between the rivets. Obviously I don't want one right on the corner because that's where the light is. There's a light on this side too. I may have to get creative. I might hold this one back, say right there, and then I can put one over there in that corner, and then I can put one here and one there. I think these are intended to have 4 mounting points, but I'm going to use 6, 3 on each side. I don't know if it's overkill, but I'm trying to think about the jolting, pounding that you might get when you're driving down the road, if and when that day comes. I don't want these things to stress the roof any more than they have to, or come free, or anything like that. What I'm gonna do, I got clearance under there. I'm gonna mark this as a spot for a hole. say right here. How far back is that? Might as well make it symmetrical. Symmetrical. That's a word. That is right here.
So right there.
And in between those two. Shit, do we really need another one in between those two? It's funny how plans change. I'm trying to think of this panel, which isn't that heavy, attached here and here rigidly to this, which is very, very strong. Here, there, and there. I think what I'll do is, I won't put a third one here. I am going to put 3 on that side though. On the inside where it attaches to the roof. The reason is I want the weight to distribute to as many of those stringers inside as possible. And I do believe there's 1, 2 stringers. So probably there and there I'll need to attach feet. But for the time being, I'm going to do the outside first. Let's get a drill. You know, as I've never done this before, I'm constantly learning. What I'm going to have to do is take the bottom of the panel and drill a hole, right? Attach the feet to the panel. You see it comes with factory holes here, but they're not in the right position for me to use. Maybe not on the outside even because of where the rivets are. So anyways, I want the mounting points where I want them, right? So it's no big deal. You just drill a hole. You got plenty of a lip there. And then I'll attach the feet with the supplied bolts. You can really see the outline quite well. There's twin lines, I think. You're getting a shadow, but then there's a hard line where the edge of it is. I should have a little bit of slop left and right, this way and that way. If I attach this, from down here I'm going to be able to see the foot. I'll probably be able to see the light coming through the hole. And then from down here I can drill the hole up through the stringers. I don't know how else to do it, so that's how we're gonna do it. I still have to estimate where those two are gonna be. Son of a bitch. Big problem, yes. Wish I had a real bright light that I could shine up on that. Maybe see from up top. Hit my head on that. Okay, this is my plan. I'm going to take these and place it up against here and down. It should be a good analog for where the bracket is. See, I gotta weight it down a little bit. Yeah, there you go. There's one. There's 2. So those are staying. I should be able to see that now through the roof and get an accurate measurement as to where my holes need to be. So this way we can attach the feet. There it is, right there. I want it here, so I can measure that distance and then go up top and measure that distance over again, and I'll know where to place the feet, and then I can attach them. I should still be able to see a little bit of the foot shadow sticking out here, so I'll know exactly where that hole needs to be. And this one, same thing. Usually I do this fiddly kind of work without a camera because it's kind of boring, but I didn't think it would be fair to show you, yeah, just throw panels up, no big deal.
2 1/4. Both of them. Yeah, 2 1/4.
Part of any DIY stuff, like attaching solar panels to your truck, RV, whatever, building a workshop, is going to involve figuring out how the hell am I going to do this. And the way you do it may be wrong, it may change and evolve, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's experts out there that know exactly the way you're supposed to do it, and they'll poo-poo you, but don't let them stop you from doing stuff like this. And if you screw it up, don't tell them I told you to do it. Hey, that's on you. I try to be inspirational without you guys getting in trouble, you know? That's why you can just watch me do it, and you don't have to do it yourself. Because if I screw it up, no skin or feel back. And without moving them, let's see if I can get a measurement. 2.25. Now we'll do the next one. Oh my God. To think I used to make a living on the roof. Alright, now we know where to attach these. Yep, every panel, all 7 of them, plus the 2 little ones up front, are gonna have to be put up there, marked, then taken down, and then I gotta work on every single one by adding the feet and putting it back up there. Not much to that, is there? This very much felt like the last actual job I had, I guess, if you don't count YouTube and the business I ran. When I was in construction, it was a common thing to go up and down and really test myself. But it's what keeps you young, I think. Now at age 51, I'm able to do this stuff without it really breaking my back. Hopefully I'll be able to do stuff like this for many years to come. So although it's hard work, I must say I do kind of enjoy it. I like the airflow underneath that these brackets provide. That's really neat. I did not have that dead air space that'll help these things from overheating on the boat. On the boat, everything was very congested. These were a lot lower. There was a slight amount of space under it, but a lot of that was taken up with thatch. It does my heart good to see a proper installation finally. So, for all you kids out there that are putting solar panels on thatch, don't do it. It looks good, but it's a terrible idea. Okay, speaking of terrible ideas, let's drill a hole in my truck. I'll put glasses on, not to see, but for some moderate protection. Because safety first.
Wow, look at that, so nice.
Look at that. Little things in life that bring me joy. Yes, sir. That is really solid. Let's do the others, and then we'll worry about the 2 that have to go through the waterproof part of the truck. Alrighty. Good, good. Now you can see the edge of the bracket. That's right there. And another one right there. That is pretty superb. Now I should be able to tell where the hole's got to be relative to the truss here. And yeah, and I'll drill from here and pray that it goes straight up through the panel. That is one thing about these DIY projects, is a lot of times you have to take a leap of faith. You know, you're kind of standing at the edge. You got your parachute on, doors open, you're over the LZ. The time has come, you just got to go and hope and pray that your chute opens up and you don't go splat. Let's have faith. Woo! Not quite. Looks like the bracket wants to go this way slightly. I mean, I can make that work. A pick here, like a drift pin almost. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Ha ha! Ha ha! I knew I'd have a little play. Woo! Let's get a nut through there. I knew I was going to be bolting these things down to the roof eventually, and it was amazing to actually see it done because honestly I didn't know how exactly I was going to do it these weeks leading up to this moment. And it finally comes to pass. Huh. Whew, that one was perfect. Now, while I mess around installing the next two panels and wiring them up, I think I'm going to put a blanket up there because I don't want this thing making electricity until I'm ready to capture it with the charge controller and the batteries. Solar panels are really nothing to mess with. You know, you generate enough electricity and you can short stuff out, ruin your equipment, or worse. So be careful out there, kids, when you're playing with electricity. Okay, I've got the 3 brackets that are going to be in the middle of the roof in place, real gingerly like, and I've marked where these 2 are going to go in between the rivets. Alright, so that's good. Now we go down below and see if this is going to work out. This is supposed to span 3 of the trusses, whereas this one was 2 plus the end of the truck. So see how close we are. That one moves over, catches that truss. That one moves over, catches that truss. And this one, well, we can't move it over to catch this truss. And then we have all this cantilevering over the edge of that. Although, if I were to take that bracket, instead of having it this way, have it that way, that's gonna work out freaking perfect. So we'll have this one attached here. And then the next one forward can attach here, there, and there. So that panel will have 3 in the middle. This panel will have 3 in the middle, as does this one. Cool, cool, cool. The blue tarp that you saw on the other panel and the cardboard that you see on this one, I actually installed on these panels back when I was trying to get rid of the boat. As I couldn't sell it to anybody for any amount of money, it seemed, I decided to take all of these things off the boat, and before I disconnected them, I covered them up. The time was getting close when I'd be able to finally uncover them again, but I had a little bit more installing to do first. How many holes can I drill in the roof of my new trailer workshop? All right, good. Next. In case you were wondering, I left this board up here in between the tree and the truck wedged in there, because it really cut down on the shaking of the truck when I was walking around inside of it. So until I put blocks that are bigger than this or stabilizers or something under it, the tree is helping keeping the earthquakes at a minimum. Ah, yeah. I gotta tell you, I don't mind too much that it's getting dark in here, because that is going to be significantly cooler than that. soon in Florida, that is going to be a big issue. So with the solar panels up there blocking that, making a dead air layer in between the two, and then insulation, it might actually be cool in here, even in the summertime. How cool is that? Come with me, solar panel. I want to introduce you to your new home. Well, I'm going to end this video now because it's getting kind of long. In the next one, we're going to make a lot more progress towards making some electricity using the sun. That is a very valuable asset in the Sunshine State. Hopefully I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.